Welcome to Soul-Led Creative Women, the podcast for heart-centered creative women who are ready to reclaim their spark and live with deeper meaning, authenticity, and soul. So today I have Terry Bean with me. Terry lives in Queens, New York, where she cares for her mother, to whom her book is dedicated. Her journey as a life and professional coach has always been guided by one belief: everyone holds the power to create a beautiful life. Through her book, Abracadabra, she aims to help children and adults find their happy place, encouraging them to embrace their unique journey, which she hopes will foster a kinder, more connected world. So welcome, Terry.
Thank you so much for having me, Sam Horton. I appreciate it. And thank you to introducing me to your audience.
Yeah, no worries. Well, let's just start with your story. Tell us a bit about your journey and how magic and creativity have really shaped your life.
Oh, wow. So, my journey, I mean, if we're starting, I get questions like, I'm not sure when, the happy and Terry Bean started, that kind of thing. And I can go back to my childhood because I was born in 1963, interestingly enough. And at that time, I was born into what is now called a blended family. Okay, so the word blended was not even a concept back in 1963. So I had two parents who came together after their previous divorces with respective children, who are my now half-sisters, brothers, right? One of which I lived with, the other two I didn't. And then my parents had me. So I almost wanted to write a book back then, interestingly enough, at 11, called I'm an only child, but I'm not. And I've been through a divorce, but I haven't. Because I felt the impact of the divorce tremendously. But I was still that only child's kind of, special, what they wanted to say a special sunshine child, no pressure at all, right? So, the minute that came into play, I guess, dealing with a lot of the angst, around their respective divorces and such, and the kids and everything, kind of made me feel like I needed to cocoon myself in my own happy world. Okay. So, and that is interesting because when people open up the book, they'll see that. They'll see where a child's kind of running from her house where her parents were arguing. I mean, many of us have experienced that, right? So, and she runs down to her favorite spot by the lake, and what does she see? She sees her image. And her image becomes her sage that starts talking to her about the power within her. Well, what I would do, Sam, is I'd run out of the elevator. And I go, because I lived in a building in Queens, New York, and when I stepped out, I never knew what I was going to get. And quite often it was screaming that I heard, And all I wanted to do was run into my room and create Terry's little happy space. And then I became a big mediator in my family, where I tried to use levity and just laughter, just kind of bring people together, because that's all I wanted. All I wanted is that kind of love and acceptance for everybody. And the other part of my bio, which is really interesting, is in fourth grade, my teacher back then, Mrs. Liebert, you're always amazed, right, when you remember these names. Mrs. Liebert tapped me to be the lead in play about Mother Nature. And so I was Mother Nature and I come on the stage, and it is a messy, polluted world, and I'm a mess. And at the end of the play, I'm in this beautiful little, dress with rose-colored glasses. And as I like to say, those glasses have not come off too much. So I really see the world with everything, even that's going on, and there's a lot. And that's why I believe that Abracadabra's timing is quite poignant. But I truly see the glass full.
And you use this word magic, right, to express the transformation that you believe is possible for people. So tell us about what that word magic really means to you and why it's become so powerful in your work.
Yeah, that's so interesting. So, yeah, first of all, I mean, magical beings. And I mean, growing up with a name like Bean is just way too much, guys. Yeah, really, it's really. Uh, Yet, it's the magic within us. So I believe that all of us have what I like to call a wizard inside of us. And that's
Okay.
what I teach the children. And the wizard is a magical figure, right? So it's the magic that's within us that we can tap into and base many of our decisions on how that wizard is feeling. So once we are able to teach children, who, by the way, are probably one of the least empowered segments of our society, demographic of our society, are the children, and empower them to understand that they can truly tap in and create lives that they love. Unlike, at least here in America, where close to 86% of the adults do not live their lives.
Mm.
So if children figure out that they really can create it from within, right, and start trusting themselves and build their self-esteem and not always look outside for all the approval, make sure that they approve of themselves first and foremost, my core belief, is that children will grow up empowered, happier, more connected adults to themselves and others around them. And it will be a kinder world. It will transform into a kinder world. Now, Sam, at this stage, born in 63, I may not be here for that. But I have this vision of these kids kind of going back into their parents' homes, at 25, 30, with all their stuff, in the attic or in the basement, and just saying, hey, Mom, Dad, wait, remember where that book Abracadabra went? Because it kind of an impact.
That's really powerful. That's beautiful. And I guess, kids don't learn these things unless we teach them, right? So, and I'm sure that you feel that was missing for you in your childhood in terms of just someone teaching you this stuff, right? Is that true?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, I probably spoke a different language at 8. That's what I'm thinking. I just spoke a language than my parents. So, and there are a lot of quote unquote black sheeps out there, and you don't have to be a black sheep to appreciate this book. It's just that I just knew there had to be something different that felt better.
Yeah.
And then it was kind of up to me to tap into that. And I knew that fairly early. And I have, family that still could call this whatever they want, psychobabble. This is, yet we're learning more and more how science and spirituality is coming together closer and closer, and how our minds are so, so powerful.
Yeah.
And somehow that secret was taken away from us, honestly.
Yeah.
So I'm looking to not reinvent it. I'm just looking to create that outlet to recognize it again and truly practice it and start practicing it way earlier.
Yeah.
So I remember speaking to someone, Sam, not too long ago, and she was 50, and she looked at me and she said, Terry, she said, I have to tell you something, that I didn't tap into all of this until I was 50.
Yeah.
So she says to me, I feel like I've missed out. And I'm trying to say, no, you didn't. It's perfect the way it is, right?
Yeah.
So yet just think about, 6 to 9-year-olds understanding that they have this beautiful life that they could lead, and how much happier they will be, and excited, right, to live life the way they want to. So,
And to feel powerful, right? To feel powerful within themselves.
Yeah. It's
Mm.
also, and we're not talking about powerful in terms of conceit,
Yeah.
right? So there's
Yeah.
a difference. There's a clear difference. And I think, with some caretakers may feel very intimidated, right? Because, you don't, some people, they're scared. Well, what if my kid, thinks they're smarter than me or any of this? Well, we're, we all at this point in our lives really can listen to each other better, can
Mm.
hear each other better. There's so much going on. There's so much coming at us. The internet, the technologies, the social media, all of this has actually really hurt us in many ways. I'm not saying it's all bad. I'm just saying that for children especially, they're out there, they want to now be not only get the approval from their parents, but now they need approval from social media.
Yeah.
So what that's done, it's all of a sudden they're looking to build their self-esteem on a farce. I mean, it's really basically a farce. So, to be able to hand them a little bit of a roadmap by empowering them is the type of tool that I'm giving them.
Yeah. So powerful. So how does this, magic in life then, how does it relate to creativity? And can you have one without the other?
Oh, that's really an interesting question, right? So if I'm hearing you right, you're saying, can you be powerful and not creative, or can you be creative and not powerful, or powerful?
Yeah.
Chicken, egg, chicken, whatever they want. So, I think when you're created, you're tapped into a different way of thinking about things. I think a powerful person could also come from pure ego, right? So when a powerful person comes from pure ego, they're not really taking in on, first of all, how their presence and how um, their cadence or their approach is affecting people.
Mm. Mm.
I think creative people are a little bit more sensitive to what's happening around them. They're a bit more empathic sometimes. And I'm not saying all the time. You can't, I don't sit here, I have markers all over here right now. And I don't just draw on the wall and say, it's everybody. It's just
No.
with any.
Is it authenticity though? Is that the difference? But is it authenticity and truth?
Absolutely. You get that. But we all have our own truths.
Yeah.
And someone would say that a belief is just a thought you keep thinking.
Yeah.
Right. But the minute we hold ourselves accountable for those thoughts is when we become more authentic in ourselves. Right. Because now we're accepting ourselves and we're accepting our own truths. And our truth doesn't have to be someone else's truth.
Yeah.
And our truth doesn't necessarily have to be accepted either. And that's where you have to, we can literally separate the two and just stand in our strength. Person.
It's an inside job, like you said. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, really. And then, you know what? For me, creativity is fun. And for people in general, I think we have to put the fun back into everything. Everything. And once we do that and we lighten up a bit, magic does happen, by the way. It truly does. Things will be brought to you in different ways. When you start playing with how things are brought to you and you have fun with it, and if something doesn't seem right, you flip it around and turn it into a gift. Because pretty much most things are gifts that are presented to us by higher powers, and it's fantastic. And when you play with it more and more comes to you. So what's happened to or children, many, is that um, for whatever reason, it's like we pull the fun out of them. We pull that creativity, and it could be equated to creativity sometimes, right? So we pull it out of them by saying to them, no, 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 be a grown up.
Yeah.
You act serious. You have to be serious for anybody to take you seriously. And you have to be serious when you grow into an adult.
Mm.
That was a load of you know what to be handed, as we were growing up. So let's take that out of the equation for these kids that are now coming into, generation after generation and who are going to be taking over this world.
So how has creativity helped you to personally create more kind of magic in your life?
Well, I've been a great breeder for a long, long time. So whether it's writing, I mean, I wrote poems when I was a young child at elementary school. And I got into a little bit of sketching, but not much. I've always wanted to sing, yet I just never went there. I would love to maybe one day get on a stage. I also created bookmarks, interestingly enough. They're called beautifully beaded bookmarks, and they're lovely. And I had a true passion behind that because it was so personalized for people. So it was very mission oriented. Once I understood what that person enjoyed and liked, I customized that bookmark, and it just made me so it so fulfilled me in such a way. And I think that when you can choose whether it's a hobby or something to focus on that is creative, it's extremely fulfilling, especially if there are other people who enjoy it and have fun with it too. This book, Abracadabra, was written 14 years ago, over 14 years ago, which is amazing, right? So there are a lot of people who they have a book inside of them. Everybody, you ever hear the term everybody has a book inside of them? It's really true. Now, I've had a few, but this is my first children's book. Now, what's interesting is when I wrote this book, I was surrounded by people who were a bit cynical. And I think that's why I took it up then, right? What a friend noticed in my communication about my childhood and the elevator story and all of that is that, Terry, Abracadabra is actually you. And I said, and then I kind of said, kind of is, I guess, right? In a way, one of the mantras that I have in my book, I have a couple of different places where parents and teachers can use it as a springboard of learning to a child. Because again, a child doesn't understand what a mantra is, a child doesn't understand what affirmations are, but as soon as we get them into the mindset that will help them create a better environment for themselves and a better world and all of this, they'll start to practice these things over and over again. Yeah. So I've decided to take the children's books illustrations into a coloring book. And then there are 2 exercises in the back of that coloring book that can really help them dream and create some powerful days ahead.
Yeah. So, I mean, the book is kind of a tool in itself, but what are your favorite tools that you use when you're supporting other people to cultivate more magic in their lives? What are your favorite go-tos?
So, gratitude we talk about all the time, right? In this space. So gratitude is really big. But before you get to gratitude, you also have to forgive yourself, because I think a lot of people have not forgiven their inner child, and also apologized to their inner child, for kind of forgetting about her or he. And that's something I share with clients of mine, as well as giving them the tools, the gratitude, in the morning when you wake up, like literally knowing that when you go to sleep, you're basically waking up to almost the same vibration as the night before. So make sure you go to sleep thinking, just give it one positive thought about your day. Go through your day, find the joy in the day, a couple of pieces of joy in the day. Review that, smile to yourself. Smiling is huge.
Yeah.
Laughter is just unbelievable. I always call them little orphans that are running around my body. And I mean, it's a endorphin. Just, it feels so good, right? To smile and laugh. And, but go to sleep in that kind of happy space and wake up in the morning. And the minute you hit the ground and you say, thank you with your feet, and then start before you pick up that phone. And I am at fault at this all the time. Before you pick up the phone and start going through the emails or the texts or whatever, just again, face it down. And how do you want to intend your day? What's the mantra that you want to say? Now, for me, for Terry Bean, it's everything is always working out for me.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you, Sam, that I probably say that, I can't tell you how many times through my day.
Yeah. Okay. That's great.
Okay, so sometimes, we have control over our thoughts. I mean, and my thoughts could go to many different things. I could be sitting with someone and they're going through something rough. I'm listening, I'm hearing, right? But I'm not taking on and getting sucked into any kind of energy that's going to completely throw me off. Because I can't just spoke to a friend the other day. I said, I can't get into the hole with you. Because if I get into the hole with you, I'm not going to be able to bring you out.
Yeah.
It's not up to me to bring you out. It's up to you, but I'm here to help you do that. And if I'm in that hole with you, it's not going to.
Yeah. So is this magic then that you live your life by? I mean, you sort of touched on it before, but is it something bigger than ourselves? Is it ultimately a spiritual connection?
Really good question. I think it's not only a spiritual connection. So it's not, it's sacred. Yes. But it's the relationship we have with ourselves, right? So if you consider that source, so to speak, is within us, within every single one of us, then it's truly our connection to ourselves and our own source.
Yeah.
Source as a whole, whether you want to call it God or universe or anything, and I've named it everything. So whatever the power is that's around us, it's all energy and it's all vibrating in a certain way where you can manifest some extraordinary things in your life. And that's having a core belief in knowing and truly knowing that everything will work out for you.
Yeah.
And, oh my God, like I said before, if for some reason it doesn't, it goes off the course that you had envisioned, there's a gift in that. So one of my keys that I talk to people about, Sam, in terms of manifesting is it's really important not to hold on to whatever that goal is and be attached to that goal. Because if you're attached to that goal, the how to get there is going to be way too important. And then all of a sudden things will happen that are a little funky and your reaction to that, if that's negative, is going to pop you out and throw you off course. Totally. Yeah. So as we all know, another thing, the joy is in the journey. Just keep that joy. Keep that kind of positive momentum, fun, enjoying all the moments when you come upon. Most often when you're in this space, by the way, the people that don't belong in your space will just pop off.
Yeah.
They'll just pop off. They won't, they won't be around. Just keep in that space. And if someone comes in that is funky, so to say, whatever, just don't get into it with them. And definitely don't judge.
Yeah. Everyone's on their own journey.
Then over yourself. Yeah. I mean, the judging, I've come across so many people now, that were hard on themselves, just terribly hard on themselves.
Mm, mm, mm. So for all the women out there who are curious about, finding their own magic in their life, what powerful message or question would you like to leave them with today?
I like them all to ask themselves, what if? Just what if? And that blank, let them fill it in. Fill it in with whatever they know if they step into, they'd feel wonderful joy.
Mm.
Not judging it because they haven't done it yet. Not trying to figure it out, right? Just throwing it out there, because that in itself starts to ignite small little flame that's inside of us. And then every day, just kind of say, what if? What if? And all of a sudden, they'll meet someone who will just press that button that much harder. And they'll say, you got to be kidding me. I was just thinking about this the other, and it's simplicity is what I love to call awesome, right?
Mhm.
Because you're in awe. You're
Yeah.
in complete awe when this stuff happens. It just makes it so much more fun. So yeah, the what if question. And the other thing I'd leave you with is focus on you. Focus on you. Not partner, not children. Always have time for yourself. Never feel guilty. You have to come first. You really have to come.
It's the only thing we really have control over, isn't it? Our decisions, actions, thoughts, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So good.
I'm happy to speak with any of your, I know we're across the pond and then some. But I'm here in New York. I'm happy to speak with anybody. They can find me at terrybeanauthor.com.
Excellent. Thank you so much for chatting with me today, Terry. Loved our conversation. Thank you.
I loved it too. Thank you, Sam. Thanks so much.
Hey, Sam here. Thanks for listening to the end. If you love this episode, I would love to hear from you. Please send me a message on social media. You can find me on Instagram at Sam Horton Studio. For more episodes like this, please subscribe to my podcast, Soul-Led Creative Women, on your favorite platform. You'll find all the links at samhorton.co/podcast. The themes and tools explored in this episode feature in my new online program, Empowered Creative Soul. To find out more and join the waitlist for VIP perks when doors open, please visit samhorton.co. The direct link is in the show notes. Take care.